Hey, it's Joseph here. Today I wanted to talk about SketchUp extension called Skimp, and let me just kind of introduce some of the features and my findings, and perhaps it would be a good fit for you and your workflows. So first of all, I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to follow to their webpage so you can download the extension. And because it is an affiliated link, if you decide to go follow that link, I get a small kickback. So with that out of the way, let's look at the website. So Skimp is basically a software that allows you to reduce the amount of geometry by dragging the slide bar left and right. So you can go from complex model to much simpler model, cutting down the complexity and without really losing much of a detail. And start SketchUp. So once the Skimp is installed, you'll see this toolbar that shows up on your screen, and let me just leave it in the corner so that it is out of the way. And the model that I want to look at is this model here. To window, model in, and go down to statistics and purge everything that is unused, and then save this file out on a desktop. And you can still see if I go to the properties that it is 27.3 megabytes. Because of the complexity of the geometry, it is containing a lot of information, therefore the model's very, very heavy. So if I come back to the model itself, and if I go to view, hidden geometry, you'll see there's a lot of details in terms of the geometry, because I want to use them in a simple setup and I'll be viewing quite far away from it and I don't need all that data. So first button is to import a model. So if you have a model that has complexity, it is useful to use that function, import into your file. However, this is already the file that I'm trying to reduce. So what I will do is I'll select this right statue here and then click on a second button, which is simplify selection. And then this dialog will show up and things will look slightly different and you'll be able to preview your geometry. So if I were to just drag this to one side, you'll see the triangles basically reduce. And the faces is 9,500, whereas before at 100%, it used to be a lot more. So I can just reduce it right back down because it is still looking good. And then I can just click on replace, and it's gonna ask me purge unused components and redo file size. Yes. And once I do that, the geometry has reduced and it is still containing good amount of geometry for me to represent it is a male statue. So let's work on this left statue here. Same thing, click on the second button and you should be able to preview the same way. And then I can just bring up the slide bar like so to reduce amount of geometry. So maybe let's keep it here to just so that we have enough of information, and then replace. And it's gonna ask me the same thing, yes. So you can see that I have reduced quite a lot of geometry and detail from where I used to be. So I haven't gone all the way to reduce the geometry right back down, but this is still containing good amount of information, and I feel like that will be a lot less than what it used to contain. So let's just save that and see how much it has reduced. So I'm just gonna save it as bus 2 and snap this window right over here. So from this model, which was 27 megabytes, it's gone from there to 2.89 megabytes. So that is quite significant amount of reduction. So this will definitely help you making sure you have enough of storage data for your specific model. So general zooming in and out and orbiting will be a lot smoother than what it used to be, and you will have much smoother experience in terms of modeling. And then this one, if I go to properties, it is hovering at 8.5 megabytes. Whereas if I come back up and perhaps select this one right here and simplify selection, I can bring it right back down to about 6,000 and still kind of maintaining the look of it. Replace, yes. And because these two were components, as I change one thing here, it will change in there as well. And then I can select that one and perhaps reduce geometry on that one as well. So once that is done, I'm just gonna save out as well. So if I right click it, properties, you'll see that it is 6.16 megabytes. The reason why it probably hasn't come down as far was because this mapping texture or the image that is being used. So let me just try and replace that as well. So here are two files. The one that was included in this file was actually about 4 megabytes, whereas this one I have reduced it down to 250 kilobytes. So if I were to replace this texture into this one, then the overall file size will be reduced. So I can just go ahead and click this button here, hold down Control key, and then click on the surface, and then I can just click on the reduced version, okay. And if I go to file and save again, and then right click onto properties, you can see the file size has been reduced significantly. And I can probably bring that down even further by just reducing the geometry again. If I go back to view and just turn off hidden geometry, and once that is saved, I can go right click properties. You can see now it has reduced further down whilst maintaining the overall look. So if you downloaded something off of 3D Warehouse and it contains so much information that you don't need, then you can use Skimp to just kind of reduce right back down so that you have a lot easier time modeling up and then storing those components to yourself. So give it a try on this really useful extension. Follow the link in the description for you to do the trial as well as purchase if you find it fit. And if you have liked this content, please like it and subscribe to my channel if you want to continue watching these type of videos. I'll see you next time, and thank you so much for watching.